I'm going to go over some best practices with the Inksoft proposals function, as well as the customer portal. So I'm logged into an Inksoft store. You notice I have three options here for storefront, store admin, and style editor. I'm going to click on style editor. For this particular store, you'll notice I have a background color that's selected as red. This is very important because I'm going to connect my proposal to this store. The aesthetics for the proposal are going to come from the color combinations that I created in the store. So in this case, I have a red background. If I want to change that to a gray background, I could go over here and do that, as well as change it to any of the other colors that I've associated with the branding for this particular store. So I'm going to change this back to red. Save and publish. And next, I'm going to create a proposal, and I'm going to link that proposal to this store. I'm going to select proposals, and then I'm going to click on the plus button to create a new proposal. So you'll notice over here when I add a customer, if I add a customer that's already associated with that store, like Craig Martinez here, you'll notice it's automatically going to populate Central High boosters. It's going to assign that client to the store. And why that's important is that's going to link all of the store settings to the proposals. So for instance, the branding, the logo, the address, it's also going to link any tax information as well as pickup methods. If this dropdown is not grayed out, that means that you can select a store and assign that customer to that particular store. This customer was already linked to the store because he was set up as the admin for that particular store. So I'm going to create a quick proposal here. I'm going to go and add an expiration date. Always a great idea in any proposal to add an expiration date as well as an in-hands date. I'm going to move that out about a week. I'm going to use an automated tax rate, but I'm also going to add payment details. And in this case, I'm going to set it up so that the payment is going to require a deposit. The deposit type is going to be a percentage of total, 50%, and the balance is going to be due 7 days from the approval of the order. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Save Proposal, and let's add a product real quick. Click on Next. I'll put some quantities in here. Add it to the proposal. And you'll notice the pricing here is retail pricing because this product was already in the store and set up with retail pricing because it was going to be a revenue share program where the customer was going to get a percentage of the profit for each transaction. So what I want to do is I'm going to override this pricing and put in wholesale pricing. So I'll just put in $12. We'll update the pricing and I'll save the proposal. So once I've saved the proposal, I want to send it off to the client. I can just use this little right arrow button here and send it to the client, but I want to view what the proposal is going to look like. I'm going to select the three dot button and I'm going to select Customer View and Preview as Approval. You'll notice the color scheme from the store came in as well as the logo. I'm going to click on View Proposal and then I'm going to select Approve and Pay. So all of the settings from that particular store are now transferred into this proposal. That includes tax settings as well as any kind of pickup method. So in this case, we're going to select payment method. Now, one other best practice is if you're sending over large transactions, I would suggest going into your payments and enabling ACH payments. That'll save you on your credit card processing fees. So the client would select ACH, put in their bank details, and check out. Once this proposal has been set out, it's going to be available in the customer's account, which is called the customer portal. Also, if the approval is approved, it will also be in the account. There's three ways to associate your customers with this store and with proposals. The first way is if they check out using the designer, it will automatically create a user account, but that user account is going to have very limited permissions. Now, when you first created the store, you would have assigned a store admin. That person has additional permissions that can log in and have full visibility on their customer account. So I'm going to go over here to the cog icon, and I'm going to go over here to contact info. And the person that I've assigned as the administrator for this store is Gregory Martinez. If I'm going to make any changes to the store manager, I need to make sure I click on Save and Publish. The third way to associate one of your contacts with this store is to create an account using user accounts. So I'm going to select Marketing. I'm going to select User Accounts. From the drop-down, I'm going to select Add New User. I can hit Apply, and then I can associate this particular user with that store. So complete this, click on Save, and I've created a new user. After creating a user, I can edit the user's permission level for that particular store. So I'm going to enter in the name of the customer. I'm going to select the name. And then under permission level, I'm going to select the drop-down, and I'm going to choose Fulfillment Store Manager. And this is going to give the customer full access to all of the functionality of the customer portal. So before leaving, I'm going to click on Save to save the changes. Once a customer has a user account, they can sign into their store. So I'm just going to sign in here real quick. I'm now signed in as a user, not as the store administrator. And once I'm signed in as a user, I can go to My Account. I can view any open invoices. I can see past orders. If I want to initiate a reorder, I can go in here and click on View Order Details, click on Reorder. Instructions in here about what I'd like to reorder, quantities, sizes. When I click on Submit, this will send a message to the salesperson that's assigned to this particular order. I can also click on any of my designs that I've previously edited in the designer. So if I want to go in here and re-edit this Cougar's Pride design and change this from Central Wrestling to Central Soccer, all I need to do is click on the Edit in Designer. It will open up that product in the designer. I can change products, change the artwork, recolor the artwork, add a name drop. This is a great self-service opportunity. So if you have set graphics set up, the customer can go in and easily localize them to a specific sport or color scheme. The customer also has the ability to see any artwork they've uploaded. These are low resolution thumbnails, so there's no danger of them downloading and sending the artwork off to somebody else. They have their basic customer profile information here that they can update if they have a new email address. And they also have payment methods. So if they've checked out on a store, they can go and save those payment methods for future use. The customer portal is a great tool for helping a client to self-service. If you're working with the human resources department and they just want to place a reorder without having to email you or to call you, you can encourage your customers to use their customer portal. Another best practice is creating a store for all of your customers where they can self-service on reorders. The store doesn't have to be public-facing. It doesn't have to have any products in it. It can exist simply for the purpose of placing reorders and for the customer self-servicing and editing their own artwork. If I go over to Store Admin, I select the cog icon, I go to Privacy Settings, I can set this as a private store with a password so the customer can log in to process reorders, edit their own designs, and no one else can access this store except the person that has the link and the password. By connecting proposals and stores, you can create a great purchasing experience for your customer. They can log into their account and they can self-service on reorders as well as edit designs they've created with the designer. A best practice with Inksoft stores is using the cloning feature to initiate the creation of your new stores. Instead of having to start a store from scratch, you can simply create a model store for each business segment you're involved in, clone that store, and then easily localize the colors, brandings, and products. You'll also be using the global art swap feature to replace the graphics on the products in your clone store. This is a store that I've set up that's a basic school store. You'll notice I have a banner, I have a promo bar, basic navigation. I added a fundraising module, and then I added the 6 most common products that I use across my school stores. It's important to add those products because what we're going to do is copy the products over during the cloning process and then globally swap out the Eagles graphics with graphics for the new organization or school. I've also created stores for other business segments. Here's an example of a corporate store I set up. The intent here is to clone this store from my corporate accounts. Got 2 embroidery products and some printed products as well. I also created a store that focuses on signage products. I added the ability to edit vinyl banner templates, as well as yard sign templates and decal templates. Users of an Inksoft Unlimited plan now have access to 650 signage templates that they can incorporate into their Inksoft designer. I also added a section now offering selected apparel items. As we see this with many of our signage customers, they're also featuring apparel as well as promotional products in their stores. In order to clone a store, I'm going to select Stores from the Inksoft dashboard. I'm going to locate the store I'd like to clone, in this case, Quick School Store. I'm going to select the button with 3 dots. And then I'm going to select Clone Store. I'm going to enter a store name. I'll include a store directory here. And then I'm going to toggle on the switch for Include Products in Store Artwork. This is going to copy over all the products from the store template as well as all of the art. Next, I'll click on Clone Store to create the new store. I'm presented with three options: go to Storefront, edit the product details, or replace art in bulk. I'm going to select Replace Art in Bulk. Here are the two graphics that I used as placeholders in the store template. This particular graphic right here was created in GraphicsFlow. GraphicsFlow is a sister company to Inksoft that has a depository of thousands of interactive design templates. So I created this Eagles version, and I also created a corresponding version for Central Cougars. So I'm going to replace the Eagles graphic with the Central Cougars graphic. I'm going to click on the three dots button. I'm going to click on Replace Art, Upload Print File. I'm going to select the corresponding graphic and click on Open to replace it. To confirm that I want to replace the art, I'm going to click on Replace Art and then Continue. Then I'm going to go back to the art to do the same thing for the embroidery file. Replace Art, I'm going to select a new embroidery file. And then I'll be prompted to map the colors in the embroidery file. When I've done mapping the colors, I'll click on Done. To confirm the changes, I'll click on Upload. And then I'll stay in Store Art to see the corresponding changes. Once I've replaced the art, I'm going to select Go to Products. If I want to change the color of one of the products, I can simply select it, click on the product, go to Pricing and Styles, and select Edit Designs and Styles. So here I'll remove the navy, I'll add red, and I'll set up a new colorway for red. So here's the design with the colorway for gray. I'm going to select View Colorways, create new colorway, and I'm going to reassign the red to a navy blue. When I'm done reassigning the color, I'll click on Done, Save Colorway, select the red, then select the new color version, and set up the location of the imprint on the garment. When I'm done setting this up, I'm going to click on Apply Changes, save and publish, and then back to my product group. Once I've configured the colors and the graphics, I'm going to select Style Editor to begin the process of localizing the store with a new color theme and logos. I'm going to go to the promo bar. I'm going to change this to red. I'm going to change this content block right here to red as well. Once I'm done localizing the colors, I'm going to swap out the main banner. I'm going to click on Remove to remove the old banner, and I'm going to upload a new image. The next step would be replacing the logos. So I'm going to save and publish. I'm going to go back to Store Admin. I'm going to select the cog icon and go to Store Branding. And here's where I'll replace the artwork in the store logo as well as the store icon. To save the changes, I'm going to click on Save and Publish. To view the updated store, I'm going to click on Storefront. Once I'm done localizing the store, I can go back to the Style Editor. I can update the fundraising module or add any other components I'd like to the store. I can quickly launch additional stores by using the cloning process in the global art replacement. The key to mobilizing stores with the new cloning function is setting up model stores. You can set up a model store for each market segment you service, include the most common products that you sell, and then easily swap out the graphics using the new global art replacement function. I'm going to review best practices with the Inksoft Designer. In this particular store, you notice I have a Create button. This indicates the Inksoft Designer was added to this store. I'm going to go to the Style Editor, and in the navigation, I'm going to go to Edit, and I'm going to mute the Inksoft Designer so it's no longer visible as a link, but the designer is still available through the customer's portal. I'm going to click on Save and Publish, and then I'm going to configure the designer for this particular store. So I'm going to navigate to Store Admin. I'm going to select the cog icon, and then I'm going to select Designer. And you'll notice I have the designer enabled. If I don't want the customer to be able to select design ideas, I can toggle this off as well as clip art. If I do want them to select design ideas or clip art, I can choose which categories to add. So if I go over here to add, I can select a store and just simply move over the categories from that store. So here's my main store right here, Inksoft Demo. I can select all categories or just selected categories. So for instance, maybe I only want to offer sports graphics and possibly mascots. Once I've made my selections, I'm going to click on Add. I can repeat this same process for the clip art. You'll also notice that I've enabled Upload Artwork. Customer can upload their own artwork, get a quote. I can also restrict this feature to allow for vector artwork only, so the customer is not able to upload low-resolution bitmaps such as PNG or JPEG files. Once I'm done with my settings, I'm going to click on Save and Publish. I've navigated back to my storefront. I'm going to go to My Account, and I'm going to sign out as an administrator. What I'm going to do next is simulate what a customer would do to sign into their account. There's 3 ways for them to get an account. Number 1, you can go to Marketing in the Inksoft dashboard and set up a user account. You can set them up with a variety of permissions, such as Fulfillment Store Manager, so they have full ability to go into the account. They also get an account if they check out with the cart, and an account will also be created if they go into the designer and save a graphic. So I'm going to go to Sign In. I'm going to sign in as an end user. I'm going to go up to My Account, and you notice there's a section for My Designs. Any design they've saved in the Inksoft Designer will be available to them, and if they want to make changes to the design, they can simply click on the 3 dots button, click on Edit in Designer. I'm going to change Central Lacrosse to Central Soccer, and I'm going to update the colors in the graphic. They're able to save the design, but more importantly, they're able to get a quote. I've enabled the upload function in this version of the designer so the client can also upload their own artwork and get a quote. In this case, I have a PDF file, so they'll be able to edit the colors in the graphic. They can just simply click on a color, add a new color, click Done, and get a quote in the next step. If they choose to, they can check out and pay. If they choose not to check out and abandon their cart, you'll be notified so you can follow up with them. By leveraging the Inksoft Designer and making it available in the customer portal, the customer can upload their own artwork, get a quote, check out, and they can also edit designs they previously saved in the Inksoft Designer. They're also able to go to their past orders and initiate a reorder. They can simply click on Reorder, put in notes for what they'd like to reorder, and that reorder request will go directly to their salesperson. Success in today's marketplace is more than just providing great products. You have to provide a great buying experience. Utilizing the Inksoft Designer in the customer portal, you can make it more convenient for your customers to buy from you. They can upload artwork, get quotes, they can edit their own artwork, and as a result, you can sell more to your existing customers and use this as a selling point for signing up new customers for stores.